the second story, and these are in alphabetical order, so a lot of them are at the second half of the alphabet, weirdly. Lewis Ballard, practicing in South Wales, Cardiff Bay Chiropractic, their client, and Ben's going to join us on stage with Neil in a second. The beginning of the story, Ben and the business were facing bankruptcy, they were loss-making, and yet, boy, have things changed around. Boy, have they changed around. Ben had a dream to launch something, no doubt he'll tell us about that, which has happened, which is just awesome. Wales' leading one-stop wellness centre in a line, through which thousands of people's lives, the patients, the customers, whatever the language is, the patients' lives have been made better. They created 8 jobs. They completely eliminated bad debts by using direct debit, saved some tax for sure. Massively transformed a loss-making business into an astonishingly profitable business. It's not big in terms of the number of people, but it is big in terms of profitability, so much so that Ben is now a millionaire. And has been able to, therefore, is buying his dream home, now has, but not at the expense of work-life balance stuff. Not only do they now have time for holidays, which they didn't when they were losing money, but much more importantly, I think, when baby Harrison came along and was 3 months premature, was able to step back and look after the little one. So again, some profoundly powerful insights, stuff that happened because a great accountant stepped in. An accountant just like you, and you can do exactly the same, stepped in and made a difference. So if Ben and Neil would come onto the stage and take their seats and take the microphones, would you please give them a huge rapturous applause for telling their story. You can sit, you can stand, whatever your preference. The seats are there to make it more comfortable for you. I will ask exactly the same questions. When I ask the first question, the clock starts ticking, and Lindsay will beat the horn once we get to 12 minutes. So first question, which is for you, Ben. What were the main issues you needed help with at the beginning of the story?
Well, the first thing I need to say is that you never know how far-reaching what you think, say, or do today will affect the lives of millions tomorrow. And my journey started at chiropractic college, and I was given no business training. I was just shown how to help people get well. They didn't do a great job of that either, so I needed time to study. And but I was in a really bad state. I had a business partner at the time that had done some pretty bad business maneuvers, and I was facing bankruptcy. And luckily, having been a former rugby player, I knew a referee that I wasn't always nice to. And I walked into this accountant's room and went, "I know you." And he goes, "Yeah, I know you too." And I was the chippy outside half that used to give him a hard time on the rugby pitch. But luckily, this referee who I used to give a hard time pretty much saved me and saved my life, and my quality of life. B.J. Palmer, the developer of chiropractic, said that confidence is the backbone of business. And I've used a chiropractic thing and a business thing there, so I hope you enjoyed that one. But he was a great businessman, and but he really instilled the focus of making sure that businesses were profitable to enable the health of thousands of people. And that is exactly what I've done. So I've gone from a pretty scary situation where my wife and I didn't have a pot to pee in, and not being able to help many people, where I was struggling to see 20 patients a week. I now see about 30 patients an hour, and I adjust between 550 and 600 patients a week. So now I'm in that position. I'm now inspiring other chiropractic clinics around the UK, and I've also been to Canada, where I've been given an award for inspiring chiropractors in America and Canada also. So, and that's all come from a business meeting from my old referee. And I think the details of the way he helped me, he'll better explain, because I really still don't have a clue about money. But and my wife will contend with that as well, because I do like to spend it on chiropractic stuff, because I'm a chiropractic geek. Yeah, I'd like Neil now to tell you guys how he did that and inspire you.
So Neil, you are the referee in question. The first question to you then. So what did you do to help?
When I first met Ben, after the rugby pitch, he was facing bankruptcy. He had debts. His old accountant from his business partner signed him up to a lease. We got him out of the lease. He had a personal guarantee on that. We got him out of that. His business partner was actually screwing him over. He was actually stealing off Ben and the partnership. So we sorted that out, and we didn't pay him any money. We then renegotiated a new lease, got Ben out of all the personal guarantees. Went to the bank, funded it. First year, Ben lost £25,000. Second year, we turned into a £27,000 profit. How do we do that? Just by teaching marketing techniques, referral schemes, payment plans, treatment plans, all the usual stuff. After a couple of years, the business started to boom. Izzy, his wife, we'd met and fallen in love with by then, we talked her into giving up teaching because she wasn't enjoying teaching, she was stressed. So she came over to manage the business full time. Again, we said, you can afford this, you can do this. We then put in the systems and the KPIs, a bit like that, the usual stuff, just to make sure that the business worked. After about 3 years, we held a focus day with Ben and Izzy in the office. What that does basically is we come up with all their personal and business goals. We write them down, we tell them exactly, they tell us exactly where they want to go. And obviously you can see Ben's vision and mission and passion for chiropractic is to treat thousands and thousands of people and make them better. As a result of that, we had 12 action points, one of which was to build a team and put in roles, responsibilities. So we helped Izzy do that, recruitment and everything. And another one of the goals was to start a family. About 6 or 8 months after the meeting, Izzy fell pregnant because they then felt they were in a comfortable position to do so. Business just gone on and on from then, really. We had to move to another premises because the first premises got too small. We helped with the funding, got the lease for that. Again, no personal guarantees. Kitted it out, state-of-the-art equipment, because Ben is a geek with his equipment. Funded it, x-ray equipment and everything. Again, Ben just totally outgrew that, because his reputation, we got people traveling from all around the UK to come and see Ben, to be healed. Outgrew that one, and Ben had this vision of this wellness clinic, which opened in January 15 this year. It was a 12-month project. It's a 4-story listed building in Cardiff Bay. Really prestigious place. It was a hell of a project. It nearly killed Ben and Izzy, I can tell you. They were working years ago before the focus day. They were doing 60 hours a week plus, very snap at each other and everything. Now we've got Ben down to 4 days a week. Izzy actually manages the business from home as well. So with all the systems and everything, we've managed to do that. The wellness clinic opened in January 15, and you've just got to go and see it. It's a wow. It's a real wow. All the things we did when Harrison was born 3 months premature, because we had the team in place, the business was able to carry on, which, being honest, before the focus day, if we hadn't done it, the business would have folded. There's no way they would have been able to carry on coping, because obviously Ben was at the bedside, and I'll let Ben tell you about the adjustment he did on Harrison. They've now continued to expand. I'll go through the figures on the next phase, and they literally bought their dream house since that slide. They built their dream house a couple of months ago, and I know one of Ben's dreams and personal goals is to put a railway track in the back garden. And it's a big back garden, so trust me, you can get it. It's going to be a proper steam one. And since that as well, we've actually created 14 jobs as well since then. So yeah, it's just exploded. It's really good.
So I was going to ask you, how exactly did you make things better? You probably just answered that question. Anything else? Or that, that's a fabulous list, an absolutely incredible list. So anything else?
Yeah, the thing is, guys, right, this is fundamentally important. There's some wonderful people going to be on stage today. But the implication of getting my finances right has helped thousands of patients through my clinic, but now it's helping thousands of patients through other clinics. It's now enabling me to donate money to continued chiropractic research, of which is cutting edge, guys. And if you're not seeing a chiropractor in this room, I suggest strongly that you do, because it's not about your neck or back. I've got a patient at the clinic that I would not have been able to help if I had been financially crucified. She was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. An MRI scan of her brain showed plaquing on her brain. After 12 weeks of care at the clinic, a secondary MRI cleared the multiple sclerosis. This is very, very serious stuff that we're doing at the clinic. Now, Harrison was born 11 weeks premature, which is a bit of a shock, but it enabled me to go in and be able to treat my son on life support. And there is a bone in your neck called the atlas bone, and it protects the brainstem. And if there's pressure at the brainstem, your life no longer experiences its optimal potential. And I adjusted that bone, And after being told that my son would struggle to survive the first week, his heart and lung function went normal, and he is now a thriving 4-year-old boy. And whenever he gets sick, cough, cold, tummy pain, he just turns to his dad and says, "Daddy fix?"
Lovely.
He does.
My daughter is also a chiropractic miracle in the fact that when Izzy went into labour and that one, I was able to get my associate chiropractor to cover me, and the medical doctors in their wisdom thought that induction was the best way. Induction actually increases the chance of many chronic diseases in our children and therefore our adulthood. So I adjusted my wife, and she went from 0 to fully dilated within 10 minutes, and the baby was born through natural means. And this is very important because I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for Neil Ballard. And that's the most important thing, because those financial securities have enabled me to follow my dreams and enable me to help the lives of many, many people.
Wonderful. My goodness, powerful emotion. I was going to ask you the question, and what difference did all of that make for you? You've probably answered it. How do you feel then? How do you feel now?
Well, I believe this is just the beginning. I do have other goals. I've been asked now to speak across in the States. I'm going to be doing a mission trip, hopefully next year, to South America, where my coach, my chiropractic coach, and his friends, who are now my friends, adjusted 15,000 people in a week. So I want to give back to as many people as I possibly physically and mentally am able for the rest of my life. And I can only do that if I have financial security. And Neil Ballard has enabled that.
It is extraordinary, isn't it? The breadth of the impact, the depth, in the most unexpected, the most life-changing, the most profound ways. Wow. Is there anything else we need to know?
On the figures, first year Ben turned over 47,000, because I know we're accountants, we like numbers. Ben turned over 47,000 first year. He's actually turning over £92,000 a month now. He's treating 650 to 700 people a week in the clinic. He's going to turn over 1.2 million this year and going to net probably over 600, 650. What he does is absolutely astonishing. I just don't think you can believe it until you've been there. Half our team go there. Jan and I live there. We get adjusted every month without fail. And he's kept me alive during my stressful times. The house they bought is absolutely stunning. It's got a view all across everywhere. I know it's your dream. And the clinic is just absolutely stunning. You've got all the, when he says there's a wellness centre, you've got all the complimentary things, yoga. What else have you got?
We've got brain and spinal cord scanning, which NASA use for their astronaut program. So we can actually identify where interference is occurring in the body and adjust specifically to alleviate that pressure. I've just bought a second one. They're £26,000 a pop. And I didn't think twice about it because I didn't have to worry about it. All the money's amazing, not just because they help me in my life, but they enable me to continuously reinvest in the latest technologies so that I can help as many people as I possibly can.
It's just frightening that so many people start out in business with a passion and a vision, and they, no offense Ben, but they're financially in business inept and naive.
Still am.
Oh, he's better than he was. And it's actually frightening that someone who heals and cures so many people could be lost to this world just because of some idiot signing them up and giving them duff advice. It's just really, really frightening what's happening out there. They've got 2 beautiful children. They're both millionaires in their own right.
It's enough said that, Neil.
Yeah. See? Referee, get off the stage.
I reckon that's awesome, guys. Thank you so much indeed. Getting a hug from your client in front of 300 people, getting your client, you heard the lump in the voice there of the impact that an accountant had made. I mean, however great you are at what you do, and Ben is undoubtedly world-class at what he does, if without a great accountant by their side, then nothing happens, nothing gets anywhere close to its full potential. That's our opportunity. That's our responsibility. That's our role, is to help business owners achieve their full potential. What an awesome, awesome thing to be able to say.